The Feynman Technique is a method to learn, understand, and remember better using 4 steps. It was designed by the American theoretical physicist Richard Feynman. The man was a genius. He even won a Nobel Prize in 1965 for his contribution to quantum electrodynamics. Not only did he have the ability to grasp and understand complex information, but he also had the rare talent of breaking down sophisticated concepts into a simple explanation. For this innate ability of his, Feynman earned the nickname of the Great Explainer. You can apply the Feynman technique in 4 steps. Not only are these steps simple to understand, but also easy to follow. The best part is that it works for any field, and it can be used by anyone. In short, it is a very useful self-learning method for every single person. Step 1. Write down the topic to study. As the first step, write down the topic you want to learn on the top of a sheet of paper. If you are yet to learn the topic, proceed to study in your style. The technique does not provide any special tactics to learn information when you are reading it for the first time. If you have already studied the topic, write down everything you know about the subject. You do not have to write down the details. Writing the main points of the topic will suffice. Step 2. Teach the topic. Imagine teaching a student the topic you learned. Assume an invisible student sitting in front of you waiting for your lessons with a notepad and a pen. Play the role of a good teacher and teach your virtual student. As an alternative, you can use a mirror to teach yourself too. Watching you teach yourself will help you gain confidence and even make you a better presenter. Choose the teaching style which suits you best. Any approach works as long as you teach. While you teach the topic, you will realize the gaps in your knowledge. When you read through the information, your mind tricks you into believing that you understood every inch of the subject. When teaching, you can face difficulty explaining some parts of the topic. When that happens, note it down because you stumble on what you don't know well enough. For your brain, you are the easiest person to fool. Step 3. Review what you don't know. Look at all the gaps in your understanding of the topic, identified in the previous step. Go back to the study material, reread the parts you are unclear about, and brush up your knowledge. Don't try to rush through the material. You will only fill the gaps halfway, leaving smaller points that you can cover later. When you teach the next time, you will realize you don't know in depth yet. Put an effort to understand as much as possible. You might still need a second or third revision, but at least the loop of returning to revise will reduce. Knowing the gap helps you fit the missing pieces together into one jigsaw puzzle. After reviewing what you missed while teaching, your knowledge on the subject will no longer remain shaky as earlier. Step 4. Explain the topic to a kid. As the final step, you must be capable of explaining the subject using simple words. The best way to achieve simplicity is assuming that you are teaching a kid. Since the little ones don't have enough knowledge in all areas, you are forced to break down the information using simple language. Use simple words, real-life examples, easy-to-understand pictures, or relatable analogies. Feynman used to say, "If I cannot explain in a simple way, the problem lies in my understanding of the topic, not my teaching abilities." Besides, children love asking the question why. You cannot state facts to a kid and expect him to accept it. Most kids will ask you why. You need to know your subject well enough to answer why. You can answer it only if you have a good handle on the topic. If you cannot, grab your book again. Knowledge falls under 2 buckets, knowing something and understanding something. Feynman's technique helps you understand the reason behind the facts you know. The Feynman technique helps you learn a topic to great depth and retain it for a long time. By teaching a concept in simple terms, you will realize your own grasp of the topic and the problem areas you need to work on. If you want to learn how to be good at studying, you must understand the subtle difference between knowing and understanding. You may be wondering how the Feynman technique came into existence. Richard Feynman had cultivated a habit of deliberate learning, where he used to connect what he knew with what he didn't know. The scientist decided to improve the effectiveness of the process. So Feynman started writing down every topic that was important for him to know, which he had no knowledge about. He kept a notebook for that purpose. He called it the Notebook of Things I Don't Know. Next, he started gaining expertise on the topics from the notebook and started teaching them. During his teaching, he realized he understood the topic better and learned more about what he didn't know clearly. From there, Feynman went on to frame a series of steps to increase his understanding of the subjects, and the Feynman technique of learning was born. Teaching, reviewing, and explaining in simple terms brings a larger part of your brain into the act of learning. The more creative you are with your learning, the better you will understand and recall. If you have always wondered how to learn something complex with ease, the Feynman technique is your answer. So would you consider using the Feynman technique? Let us know in the comments below.